The Silent Sentinel. The starlight glinted off the sleek hull of the EDF Hyperion as it glided silently through the darkness of the Kuiper Belt. Captain Maya Nakamura stood motionless on the observation deck, her keen eyes scanning the endless void. At 43, Maya was considered young for command of Earth's most advanced stealth vessel, but her tactical brilliance had earned her this post 3 years earlier. "Captain, we're detecting unusual energy signatures from Monitor Station Epsilon," reported Lieutenant Darius Reed, his dark fingers dancing across the holographic interface. "The patterns don't match any authorized Earth Defense Force protocols." Maya frowned, moving swiftly to the tactical display. "Show me." The three-dimensional projection revealed a complex pattern of quantum fluctuations emanating from one of Earth's most critical early warning stations. To the untrained eye, it might have appeared as routine maintenance, but Maya recognized something far more sinister. "That's not maintenance," she whispered. "That's infiltration. Someone's accessing the core defense matrices." "Impossible," said Commander Elisa Santos. "The ship's XO. Station Epsilon's security protocols are impenetrable. Even I don't have clearance for their command codes." Maya's expression darkened. Impenetrable by human standards, perhaps. The implication hung heavy in the air. Humanity had made first contact with 6 alien civilizations in the past decade. While 5 had established peaceful relations, the Xeraxian Empire remained a looming threat on the galactic stage. Their hierarchical warrior culture viewed diplomatic overtures as signs of weakness, and intelligence suggested they considered Earth's territory ripe for conquest. "Take us closer, but maintain stealth protocols," Maya ordered, "and prep a reconnaissance drone." As the Hyperion crept toward the distant station, Maya studied the data with growing alarm. The intrusion was sophisticated, bypassing Earth's most advanced security measures as if they were primitive firewalls. The drone's footage confirmed her fears. A sleek vessel of unmistakable Xeraxian design had attached itself to the station's maintenance dock, nearly invisible against the station's dark hull. More disturbing were the humanoid figures moving inside the station. Their movements too fluid, too precise to be human. "They're using biomimetic infiltrators," Maya realized. "Advanced enough to fool the station's biometric scanners." Commander Santos paled. "If they gain control of Epsilon, they could blind our entire early warning network," Maya finished grimly. "Which means there's only one reason they'd take such a risk." "Invasion," Lieutenant Reed whispered. Maya nodded. "And soon. We need to alert Fleet Command immediately." But when Communications Officer Patil attempted to establish a quantum link with Earth, only static greeted them. "They've already compromised the QEC network," Maya realized. Earth's quantum entanglement communication system was supposed to be unhackable, instantaneous communication across any distance with no possibility of interception. Yet somehow, the Xeraxians had managed it. "We're cut off," Santos said, her voice steady despite the gravity of their situation. Maya stood silent for a moment, her mind racing through possibilities. Earth's entire defense network was being systematically disabled, and the Hyperion was possibly the only vessel aware of the imminent threat. Billions of lives now depended on their next move. "There's still a way," she said finally. When the QEC network was first established, Admiral Reeves insisted on an analog backup system. Old-school radio transmitters placed throughout the solar system, designed to relay emergency messages if the quantum network ever failed. But radio transmissions would take hours to reach Earth, Reed objected. "Not if we use the gravitational lens of Jupiter to amplify the signal," Maya countered. "It's an old astronomer's trick. With proper positioning, we can create a focused beam that will reach Earth in minutes rather than hours." As the Hyperion changed course toward Jupiter, Maya reviewed what they knew. The Xeraxians had somehow infiltrated Earth's most secure defense network, using technology far beyond what Earth intelligence believed they possessed. This wasn't just an invasion. It was a calculated strike designed to cripple Earth's defenses before the main Xeraxian fleet arrived. "Captain, we have company," Reed announced tensely. 3 vessels on an intercept course. Xeraxian scout ships. Maya studied their approach vector. They know we've spotted them. Tactical, power-up point defense systems, but keep main weapons cold. We can't outgun 3 scouts, but we might outthink them. The Hyperion dove toward Jupiter's swirling clouds, its stealth systems working overtime to minimize their signature. The massive gas giant loomed ahead, its gravitational pull already affecting their trajectory. They're launching kinetic projectiles, Santos reported as the ship shuddered from a near miss. Hold course, Maya ordered. Lieutenant Patel, prepare the emergency transmission. Include all sensor data on the compromised stations and the Xeraxian infiltration methods. The scouts were closing rapidly, their superior engines gradually overtaking the Earth vessel. Maya watched their approach with calculated calm. On my mark, execute emergency maneuver Theta 6, she instructed the helm. As the lead Xeraxian vessel came within firing range, Maya gave the command. The Hyperion abruptly cut its main engines and fired lateral thrusters, sending the ship into a controlled tumble while simultaneously ejecting a cloud of specialized particles, a mixture of reflective chaff and microscopic drones programmed to mimic the Hyperion's energy signature. The confused Xeraxian vessels fired into the cloud, their targeting systems unable to distinguish the real ship from dozens of false signatures. In that moment of confusion, Maya ordered full power to the engines, sending the Hyperion skimming along Jupiter's upper atmosphere. Position achieved. The navigator announced, "We're at the optimal transmission point." "Send the message," Maya ordered. Full spectrum broadcast through the gravitational lens. The ship vibrated as the powerful transmission burst forth, using Jupiter's massive gravity well to focus and accelerate the signal toward Earth. It would arrive in minutes, not hours, hopefully in time. "Message away," Patel confirmed. But their position was now compromised. The Xeraxian scouts had regrouped and were closing fast, joined by 2 more vessels emerging from the shadow of Jupiter's largest moon. "We've been outmaneuvered," Santos said grimly. Maya studied the tactical display. "Not yet. Prepare for atmospheric diving." The crew exchanged alarmed glances. Taking a starship into Jupiter's atmosphere was considered suicidal. The crushing pressures and violent storms would tear apart any vessel not specifically designed for gas giant exploration. "The Hyperion isn't rated for," the navigator began. "I'm aware of the design specifications," Maya cut him off. "But our hull was reinforced with carbon nanotube lattice after the Io incident. It won't hold forever, but it doesn't need to." As the pursuing Xeraxian vessels closed in, the Hyperion plunged into Jupiter's upper cloud layers. Immediately, the ship began to shudder violently as hurricane-force winds battered it from all sides. "Structural integrity at 94% and falling," Reed reported, his voice tight. "Maintain depth," Maya ordered. "The Xeraxians have 2 choices: follow us down or wait for us to emerge. Either way, we've bought time for our message to reach Earth." One of the scouts attempted to follow, its sleek hull designed for vacuum rather than atmospheric pressure. Within moments, warning lights blazed across the tactical display as the Xeraxian vessel struggled against forces it wasn't built to withstand. "They're turning back," Santos reported with a hint of admiration. "The scout can't handle the atmospheric pressure." But the Hyperion was also struggling. Warning klaxons sounded as the integrity field strained against Jupiter's crushing embrace. "Hull integrity at 75%, Reed updated. Captain, we can't stay here much longer." Maya nodded. "We don't need to. Our message should have reached Earth by now. Set course for the nearest jump point. Maximum speed once we clear the atmosphere." The Hyperion climbed out of Jupiter's clouds on the opposite side from where the Xeraxian vessels waited, using the massive planet as a shield. By the time the scouts realized their quarry had escaped, the Earth vessel was already accelerating toward the safety of the outer system. As they left Jupiter behind, Maya received confirmation that their gambit had worked. A brief, encrypted acknowledgement from Earth Fleet Command indicated their warning had been received. Earth now knew of the imminent Zeraxian attack and the compromised defense network. "What happens now, Captain?" asked a young ensign, voicing the question on everyone's mind. Maya's eyes remained fixed on the stars ahead. Now humanity shows the Zeraxians exactly what happens when you underestimate the most adaptive species in the galaxy. The Hyperion raced toward the rendezvous coordinates, carrying furious justice. Admiral Hikaru Chen stood in Earth Fleet Command's holographic war room, his weathered face illuminated by the tactical displays showing the approaching Zeraxian armada. At 67, Chen had fought in the Mars conflict and led humanity's forces during First Contact. Now he faced humanity's greatest threat. "Status report," he demanded, his calm voice belying the urgency of the situation. 57 Zeraxian warships detected entering the heliopause, reported Fleet Commander Abigail Lynch. Their current trajectory puts them at Earth in less than 8 hours. Captain Nakamura's warning arrived just in time. Chen nodded gravely. "And our defense network. We've isolated the compromised systems and restored partial functionality," replied Dr. Omar Nasser, head of Earth's cybersecurity division. His fingers danced across holographic controls as he spoke. "The Zeraxians managed to infiltrate roughly 30% of our early warning grid before we shut down the affected nodes. They expected to find us blind and defenseless." Chen mused, studying the enemy formation. "Instead, they'll face the full might of Earth's fleet." But that might was spread thin. Earth maintained outposts throughout the solar system, and the defense fleet had been positioned to protect those far-flung installations. The Zeraxians had timed their attack perfectly, striking when Earth's forces were most dispersed. "We're recalling all available ships," Lynch confirmed. "But even at maximum burn, many won't arrive until after the Zeraxians reach Earth orbit." Chen's expression remained unchanged, but his eyes hardened. "Then we deploy the Synaptic Combat Network." A hushed silence fell over the command center. The SCN was humanity's most closely guarded secret, a neural linking technology that allowed ship crews to function with unprecedented coordination. Unlike crude hive minds that subsumed individual consciousness, the SCN enhanced human intuition and creativity by connecting minds while preserving individual identity. It was experimental, dangerous, and exactly the kind of unconventional advantage humanity would need against a technologically superior force. "The SCN has never been deployed in actual combat," Dr. Nassar cautioned. "The neural load on the pilots is significant." "Yes," Chen interrupted. "But we're out of options. The Zeraxian fleet outguns us 3-1. Our only advantage is human adaptability, and the SCN amplifies that exponentially." As the order went out to the remaining Earth vessels, Captain Maya Nakamura and the Hyperion raced back toward the inner system. Their earlier escape had come at a cost. The ship's engines were damaged from the stresses of Jupiter's atmosphere, limiting their speed. "We won't make it back in time for the initial engagement," Santos reported grimly. Maya nodded, studying the tactical updates streaming in from Fleet Command. "No, but we can still play a crucial role. The Zeraxians don't know we've warned Earth. They're expecting to find our defenses disabled, which means they'll follow standard Zeraxian invasion protocols," Lieutenant Reed realized. "They'll commit their forces in waves, not all at once." "Exactly," Maya confirmed. "And if we time our arrival correctly, we can hit them when they're most vulnerable, during the transition between their first and second attack waves." As the Hyperion charted its intercept course, Earth's defense fleet engaged the Synaptic Combat Network. Across 23 vessels, crews experienced the strange sensation of neural linking. Individual consciousness preserved but somehow expanded, each mind aware of the others in a complex web of shared perception. Admiral Chen, linked from Fleet Command, could feel the determination of every captain, the focus of every weapons officer, the calculations of every navigator, not as intrusive thoughts, but as an intuitive understanding of the fleet as a whole organism. "The SCN is stable," reported Dr. Nassar, monitoring the neural activity. All ships linked and functioning at optimal efficiency. "Then we make our stand," Chen announced, his words reverberating through the linked consciousness of Earth's defenders. "For humanity." The Ziraxian fleet emerged from faster-than-light travel in perfect formation, their crystalline ships gleaming in the light of Sol. Their sensors detected Earth's hastily assembled defense force, a mere 7 battlecruisers supported by 16 smaller vessels, positioned in what appeared to be a standard defensive formation. Supreme Commander Varric of the Ziraxian Imperial Fleet observed the human resistance with disdain. His infiltrators had confirmed that Earth's early warning network was compromised. These few ships were all that stood between his armada and victory. "Pathetic," he hissed, mandibles clicking. "They send this token force against the might of the Empire. Begin the assault." Standard conquest pattern. The Ziraxian vessels advanced, their formation splitting into precise attack vectors designed to overwhelm the human defenders through superior firepower and positioning. It was a strategy that had conquered 12 worlds across 3 star systems. But as they engaged, something unprecedented happened. The Earth vessels moved with impossible coordination, anticipating Ziraxian maneuvers before they fully developed. Where the aliens expected to find predictable defensive patterns, they instead encountered fluid, adaptive tactics that seemed to evolve in real time. "They're linked somehow," Varric realized with growing alarm. "The human vessels are functioning as a single entity." Through the synaptic combat network, Earth's defenders reacted as one organism with 23 brains, each contributing unique insights and ideas that spread instantly through the neural link. When a Ziraxian cruiser revealed a weakness in its shield modulation, every human vessel immediately adjusted their weapons' frequencies to exploit it. When the aliens attempted to isolate a human destroyer, the entire Earth fleet sensed the strategy and countered it before it could develop. Despite being outnumbered, the human fleet was inflicting significant damage on the first Ziraxian attack wave. "Impossible," Varric snarled as another of his cruisers reported critical systems failure. These primitives should not be capable of such coordination. But the Ziraxians still held the advantage of superior numbers and technology. As the battle raged, Earth's linked defenders found themselves gradually pushed back, their ships taking damage faster than they could reciprocate. The neural link provided unprecedented coordination, but it couldn't create miracles. "We've lost the Dauntless and the Resolute," Lynch reported, her voice steady despite the loss of hundreds of lives. "The remaining ships are reporting critical damage to multiple systems." Chen felt each loss through the neural link, not just tactical data, but the emotional impact of lives extinguished. Yet he also sensed the unwavering resolve of the surviving crews, their determination burning brighter despite the mounting odds. "Hold position," he ordered. "The Hyperion is almost in range." As the first wave of Ziraxian vessels pressed their advantage, Supreme Commander Varric prepared to deliver the killing blow. He ordered his second attack wave to advance, confident that the humans' unexpected resistance would finally break. It was at this precise moment that Captain Nakamura and the Hyperion struck. Approaching from the system's ecliptic plane, the stealth vessel had remained undetected until it was directly behind the Ziraxian fleet. Now, with surgical precision, the Hyperion targeted the command and control nodes of the advancing second wave. "Fire everything," Maya ordered, her voice cold with controlled fury. The Hyperion unleashed its full arsenal, enhanced by targeting data from the synaptic combat network. Each shot found a critical vulnerability in the Ziraxian vessels, exploiting weaknesses that only became apparent through the collective analysis of the neural link. Caught between the battered but unbroken Earth defense fleet and the Hyperion's unexpected assault, the Ziraxian formation faltered. Ships designed to attack in perfect coordination suddenly found themselves without central direction as the Hyperion systematically eliminated their command structure. "Now," Admiral Chen ordered through the neural link, "execute Maneuver Prometheus." The Earth fleet, which had appeared to be retreating under Ziraxian pressure, suddenly split into 3 distinct groups and accelerated toward the now disorganized enemy fleet. It was a maneuver that would have been impossible without the synaptic combat network, each vessel moving in perfect harmony with the others, creating a three-dimensional attack pattern of devastating effectiveness. On board the Ziraxian flagship, Supreme Commander Varric watched in disbelief as his carefully planned invasion disintegrated into chaos. The humans were fighting with a level of coordination he had never witnessed, not even among the Ziraxian elite forces with their rigid hierarchical structure. How are they doing this? He demanded of his advisors. Their technology is inferior. Their vessels are outnumbered. They should have broken already. The answer came in the form of the Hyperion, which had fought its way through to the Ziraxian command vessel itself. Captain Nakamura's face appeared on the communication screen, her expression resolute. "You made a critical error, Commander Varric," she said calmly. "You judged humanity by our technology, not by who we are. We adapt. We overcome. We survive." As if to emphasize her point, the remaining Earth vessels executed a synchronized attack that tore through the heart of the Ziraxian fleet. Ships that should have had no chance against superior alien technology were prevailing through unprecedented coordination and tactical innovation. "Withdraw," Varric finally ordered, his pride shattered by the realization of defeat. "All vessels, emergency retreat." The surviving Ziraxian ships began to disengage, their perfect formation now a scattered retreat. As they fled, Admiral Chen addressed the alien commander through an open channel. "Know this, Supreme Commander Varric. Earth is not a prize to be claimed. We are not a species to be conquered. If you return, you will find us stronger, more prepared, and just as determined. This is not a threat. It is a promise." The neural link carried his words with the weight of 23 crews' collective resolve. Thousands of human minds united in defiance against those who would threaten their world. In the aftermath, as the synaptic combat network was gradually powered down, the individual crews felt a strange sense of loss as their expanded consciousness returned to normal parameters. They had experienced something profound, a glimpse of what humanity could become when united not through forced conformity, but through preserved individuality enhanced by perfect understanding. Admiral Chen met Captain Nakamura on the bridge of the flagship Excalibur, both leaders exhausted but triumphant. "Your warning saved us all," Chen acknowledged, "and your attack couldn't have been better timed." Maya nodded, accepting the praise but her mind already moving forward. "They'll be back, Admiral. The Ziraxians don't accept defeat easily, and next time, they'll know about the SCN." "True," Chen agreed, "but they still won't understand it. That's the difference between us and them, Captain. The Ziraxians believe in power through rigid hierarchy and technological superiority. We believe in power through adaptation and cooperation." As Earth's battered fleet regrouped, news of their victory spread throughout the solar system. Humanity had faced its first true interstellar threat and emerged victorious not through overwhelming force, but through ingenuity, courage, and their unique capacity for unified action without sacrificing individual creativity. In the galactic community, word spread quickly of how Earth's defenders had repelled the mighty Ziraxian Empire. Other species, some long oppressed by Ziraxian expansion, looked toward humanity with new interest and respect. The message was clear: underestimate humans at your peril. They might lack the most advanced technology or the largest fleets, but they possessed something far more dangerous: the ability to adapt, to innovate, and to stand together without surrendering what made each of them unique. As Captain Nakamura looked out at the stars from the observation deck of the Hyperion, now undergoing repairs in Earth orbit, she wondered what this victory would mean for humanity's future among those distant lights. One thing was certain: the galaxy now knew that Earth was not an easy target. They had answered aggression with furious justice, and the echoes of that response would resonate across the stars for generations to come. "Ready for what's next, Captain?" Commander Santos asked, joining her at the viewport. Maya nodded, her eyes fixed on the infinite possibilities beyond. "Always, Commander. This was just the beginning."